So to an extent, actually, the game is sort of working right now. But I do need to fix a couple of things and to, generally make it work. One thing I want to do is basically add a delay so that right now when I click on it, you see it just automatically like turns off unless it's 2. I can't see the second one because it basically says, oh, that's not a match. It just turns it right off. So what I want to do is basically make it so that it waits a second and then it turns it off. There's a bunch of different ways to go about doing it, but basically we have to do what's called like a coroutine. We have to basically call another function, make a unique another function in order to make that happen. So instead of this, which where is it? Right here, where I turn those back on, the back ones to turn, basically to flip the card back over immediately, I'm actually going to call a function to do that. So I'm going to make a new function down here that's basically going to have a delay. So I'm going to call it function, right? Because that says this is a function, just like you put var for variable. And I'm just going to call it wait to flip, all right? And it's going to be and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it the 2 objects that I want to basically keep off or to flip or to turn on. So it's gonna be object. These are just random names aside. Object 1, which is gonna be a game object, and also object 02, which is also gonna be a game object. If I could spell. Okay, so it's gonna, those are the 2 things I'm gonna send it, and what it's gonna do is there's a special bit of code called that you write yield, which means wait, or yield to something, and then it's wait for seconds, which is a time, and we're gonna say 1. I only need 1 second, and then it's going to basically take object 01 dot set active, and we're going to turn that to true. So basically it's going to wait a second, and then it's going to turn, I'm just going to copy this, it's going to turn that object 01 on, and I'm also going to do it to object 02. So instead of it doing it like this, it's going to say wait for 1 second, then turn those on. So instead of doing these, I'm actually going to call this function inside of this one. So I'm just going to call it, I have to call the function, which is wait to flip. I have to send it my parameters. In this case, I'm going to send it card, which is the first object, if you remember, right up here. And then I'm also going to send it the previous card object. Oops, sorry, capitalized again. Previous card object. Those are the 2 things I'm going to send it, and that way there'll be a delay. So now if I go ahead and save this and go back here, and I hit play, when I go to do it and I click on this one and this one, you can see there's a delay. All right, so boom, boom, there we go, boom, and then and I'm such a bad, I have terrible memory apparently. Yay, okay. So basically I got them all there. But you can see there's a delay now, which is good, which is what I wanted. And that's what this does. Instead of just turning them on, turning them off immediately, it now is going to wait a second before it goes to do that. Okay. Now, we did that. The other thing, the last thing I really need to do is basically keep count of like what I have, because you'll notice that, which I didn't make actually, there's no matching thing here, but it'd be nice for it to restart once I do that. So I am going to make another, minimize these, I'll make another UI element on the canvas. So let's go to game object, UI, and I'm going to call it text. And I'm just going to call it match. And basically, inside of it. I'm going to call it match number, and we will say 0. This is how many is currently matching. I'll make the color white, and I will make it bold. I'm going to hold on this. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift, and I'm going to stick it to the bottom here. Look at the game here, game view. Come on. There we go. And I'll make sure that it's centered and centered. There we go. So match number. And basically what I'm going to do is I'll make the script so it sends the current number, and it's also going to test for the other things there. So, okay. So what I need to do is have something that's going to keep the current amount that's going to hold the text of the current match, and that's going to hold this variable, this match variable, and then also one that's going to hold the current score. So so basically we're going to do a variable match text, and that is going to be of the type text. Okay, and then we're going to do another variable, and we're going to put it as current current match, which is basically going to be more or less the current score, and that's going to be int, right? However many matches we currently have. Okay, so basically we're going to go down here and we're going to say, okay, if we have 2 cards in a row besides a match, which I'll leave that there, we want to add to the current match plus plus. So if it starts out with 0, plus plus means it'll be 1 once I get a match, 2 once I get a match. So if we have 2 cards and both the cards are the same, we're going to say current match is 1, like, you know, and then when it goes again, it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. All right, now after that, we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to add that to the match text. So we're going to say match text dot text, which is an attribute here. See this text attribute. And inside of that, we're going to set that equal to match. Let's match number. Boom, space this. So that's a string that we want to put in there, and we're also going to concatenate the current match. Okay. So basically, we'll put those 2 in there. Now, so that will, if we go ahead and save that, that will actually give us a score down here. So, except I got an error. It says text is not to denote a valid type. Did you mean? Oh, okay. So one of the things that happens is we're using the Unity text. So we actually have to import, because it was something to added in, Unity engine dot UI. All right. So whenever you use the UI elements, you need to utilize that. So we're going to save that. Now we will play this, and when I click on to things here, oh, so I didn't like that. So let's see what I do wrong. Plus current match. So I just gotta look to see what we have. Current match, match number, current match. All right. So card. Oh, you know why? Because basically, I never attached the text to this. So if you look on the top here, I said, okay, it's a type of text, but I didn't actually attach that text to this. So, and actually I gotta do it again. There we go. Now if I hit it. Now if you should keep an eye on the bottom here. Okay. So see current matches this and this. All right, and you can see 6. Okay, so it's keeping track, and that's all great. Makes me happy, warm and fuzzy. Okay. All right, so we got that going on. That's all looking great and fine and dandy. The next thing I need to do is basically, if I'm winning, if I do win, I need to set that up. So if, you know, it does this, adds a score, I need to add another if inside of this if that basically says if the current match is equal, if it's equal to 6, so I'm saying if it's 6, because that would be all of the matching. I'm going to do application dot load level, and we're going to load main. Oops, gotta be capitalized. Which, if you remember, that's what we named our stuff there. Good. And then what I'll do is I'll save that. So basically it says if it's 6, if that's the number of the current match, then it will, so what's happened? I'm going to go in here and I will hit play. Come on. And now, I think I'd start to memorize these after a while. All right. Okay. And then it goes into this. So it says couldn't be loaded because okay. So I didn't set the build settings. So one thing you have to do is I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Oh, I'm gonna Control S. Make sure you unpause that. I'm gonna open up this main level. I'm gonna go to File, Build Settings. I'm gonna add current. I'm gonna exit out of this. I'm gonna open up the level. I'm gonna go Build Settings. I'm gonna do Add Current, and now both of them are in there. Okay. Now when I go, and I'll double click on this guy. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, we'll play it through. Okay. So I'll do Start. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Okay, and then it goes back to the beginning, and I can start quit. Okay, so there we go. So basically, the matching game is done. I'm just gonna exit out of this guy here, and I'm going to do File, Build and Run. I got the 2 scenes here. I'm on PC, and I'll hit Build and Run. And I usually like to make a folder in here. New folder. I just call it Builds. Double click on that, and we'll just call it Match Yo. Save, and it'll take a second to build it. I'm going to click on Window Play. And now I have this thing up here. I can hit Start. I can do my matching. And I did that, and then quit, and it's quit. Okay, so there you go. You can see how this will probably be useful for things later on. If you have any questions or whatever, just let me know. Best of luck to you. All right.